Hi, I'm Vicken Yegparian, Vice President of Numismatics at Stack's Bowers Galleries, and today I'd like to tell you a little about the Horatio Morgan collection. I'm here at the A&A convention in Rosemont in Chicago, Illinois, August 2019, and last night we sold a $1 million coin, the 1894 silver dime, barber dime, from the Dr. Jerry Buss collection from the 1980s. It sold for $1.32 million last night in our auction. It's one of 24 that were struck, only 9 of which survive. It's one of the most storied coins in numismatics. It's on par with the 1913 nickel, the 1804 dollar, 1933 $20 gold piece. This is the kind of coin that makes us numismatists' hearts go pitter-patter. It's been a full dozen years since Stack's Bowers has had the opportunity to sell one. We last sold this particular one in 1953 as part of the F.S. Guggenheimer collection, and sold for a lot less then. At its last auction appearance in the 1980s, it sold for $70,400. So it's had quite a bit of appreciation in that time. This is part of the Horatio Morgan collection, as I said, and that collector, his great loves were dimes and half dollars. Almost everything in the collection is one of those denominations. He also collected some type coins of other denominations, but the core is dimes and half dollars. In the auction last night, we offered a few rarities like this 1894 barber dime, but also a collection of over 100 patterns, different Judd numbers. Most of those were, as you might have guessed, half dollars and dimes. Things like Amazonian half dollars, and there was an Amazonian pattern silver dollar as well. And so that was the first tranche of this collection that we're selling, and it continues into our November 2019 Baltimore auction, where we'll be offering his great love, his half dollar collection. He collected, his chief focus was half dollars from 1794 to 1891. He collected them by not only date and major types, but also by die marriage, by die variety. So using the Overton book, he collected as many as he could find in his active collecting period, and he caught the bug in the mid to late 80s, collected very avidly for about a decade, and did acquire some things after that, but he was buying many of his best coins and trying to complete the set when so many of these things were coming to market in the late 80s and early 90s. Don't quote the numbers, but I believe there's 500, he has 546 different die marriages out of about 562 or so total possible die marriages. So he was quite advanced. The things that he's missing are basically the things of which 1 or 2 are known. And I've brought a few of those half dollars that we'll be offering. One coin that we have about 2 dozen highlights in our showcase here at the show. One coin that gets a lot of attention from the bust half collectors is this 1829 Overton 120. It's one of 3 known for collectors who collect bust half dollars, cap bust half dollars by die variety. This is one of the stoppers. To complete the set, you need one of these. I believe this was the last or one of the last pieces that Chuck Link got to complete his set, which I believe Coin World had reported on a number of years ago when he achieved that feat. But this is one coin that I've pulled out of the showcase many times. Another popular one is could stop anyone's heart is a 1796 half dollar, 15 stars. This is the 2-year type with a small eagle on the back. This one is graded PCGS AU58 plus. Just a beautiful coin, sharply struck, light toning. You just don't see them all the time. So many of these 96 and 97 half dollars are impaired in some way. This one is just a beautiful trouble-free survivor. I think that's going to get a lot of attention when we sell it in November in our rarities night auction. Another just super duper rarity is this 1838 half dollar. One of fewer than 10 that survive. One of the first coins struck by the New Orleans Mint. This one's graded Proof 63 by PCGS, and it hails from two auctions that we had in the last 60 years or so. The Cox collection in 1962 or 63. It reappeared in our Robeson sale in 1981 or 2. Our client who has consigned this collection acquired this coin in the late 80s, and it's sat in his collection ever since. So this is going to be the first shot at a major rarity in the $half-dollar series in 30 plus years. So that's also gotten a lot of attention, a lot of travel time in and out of our showcase. Another favorite, and this was my favorite, I almost overlooked this in the collection when we first received it, because it's a rather modest coin in grade. It's very pretty, XF40. But a normal one, 1839 $half-dollar, wouldn't cost that much, well under $1,000, even under $500. This one is the one with what's called the small letters on the reverse. It's a cap bust reeded edge $half-dollar, which should have the same reverse as that of the 1838 $half-dollar, but by accident they used the $half-dollar reverse that they developed for the Liberty Seated series, which came also in the year 1839. So it's a muling of sorts. It's a coin that was discovered relatively late in the scheme of American numismatics. About 11 or 12 are known now. This is one of the finest known. It wasn't one that was documented by the researchers in this series, and I think almost everyone who stops by our case looks at this coin because it's just so pretty, and it's one of the finest survivors of the type of this, and it's a Red Book listed variety. So there's additional collecting and price pressure on this piece by collectors outside of the bust half nut club, where they collect all the different die varieties of the earlier series of cap bust $half-dollars rather. So those are a few favorite pieces of our clients, a few favorites of mine, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. We have, as I said, the better part of that complete set of die marriages of cap bust $half-dollars and drape bust $half-dollars for that matter, flowing hair $half-dollars, but it goes into the Liberty Seated series as well. He's got a complete date set, almost a complete Red Book type set. He's missing just the 1853 no arrows $half-dollar and the 1842 small letters, but just phenomenal coins in our showcase. We have one of the Norweb collection coins, an 1878 S $half-dollar, the key to the Liberty Seated $half-dollar series. But we've talked about some of the things that are going to be 5 and even 6 figures, but this collection has something just for everybody. He has some beautiful, very fine common date bust $half-dollars that will cost a few $100s, and even ones that are less expensive than that. Some beautiful AU 55 and AU 58 coins that seem to attract many collectors who just want beautiful coins. And so we'll be offering the entire set in our November auction, and around it will be some of the other type coins that Horatio Morgan collected. Beautiful large set we have, some Gobrecht dollars, a couple of Panama Pacific slugs in gold, graded MS63. So if you're interested in U.S. numismatics, there's bound to be something there in it for you.